Hello and welcome to Bear News. I'm Michaela Lander.
And I'm Ashley Franco. Coming up on today's show, from students to campus faculty, everyone is anticipating spring break. Starting Friday afternoon, Bears travel near and far to start their mini adventures. We want to remind you to stay safe, and coming up, we have some helpful tips for you to do so.
Did you know that Germany and Austria were the first countries to turn their clocks as a part of daylight saving time in 1916? Since then, daylight saving is a staple of springtime. Stay tuned to learn when we leap forward.
We've got all that and more on this episode of Bear News.
Don't go anywhere. Spring break is just around the corner for the Bears, which means UNC students will travel all around. Bear News reporter Zoe Campbell joins us to give students some tips about how to stay safe during spring break.
That's right, spring break is approaching fast. Maybe you're traveling somewhere cool or just staying home to relax. The Center for Peer Education hosted their Safe Spring Break event Wednesday and gave students tips on topics ranging from drugs and alcohol consumption, safe sex, and physical and mental health. The event offered an early escape for students with games, music, food, and free gear to take home. They set up tables where representatives gave advice to students about how to stay safe, especially while consuming alcohol. Peer educator Tia Roundy said that students should be mindful of alcohol consumption and to always know their limits.
Pacing yourself, knowing your limits, so not going overboard just because your friends are or the people around you are. Watching out for each other, making sure you're eating, drinking water while you're doing so.
Thanks, Zoe. We at Bear News wish everyone a safe and happy spring break.
New and old friends gather to hear stories of hardship and hope at the UC Fireplace. As Bear News reporter Renee Ortiz tells us, Dreamer Day united UNC students and staff under the color purple.
It's Dreamer Day here at UNC. I'm Bear News reporter Renee Ortiz. I'm upstairs in the UC. I'm listening to stories about Dreamers and how it's affecting UNC. Dreamer Day began at the lower UC. Volunteers handed out informational pamphlets and took pictures with the audience using the Dreamer photo frame. The event then moved upstairs to the UC Fireplace. The fireside storytelling featured Dreamer students attending UNC. Enrollment coach Larissa Romero Perry asked each of the students questions about family, schooling, problems they face, and their plans for the future. Jessica Pimentel, the head student speaker, says events like these are crucial for support for Dreamers.
I think it's important because we're showing awareness, and also other students that are afraid to identify as dreamers can see that there is support for them, so they won't be afraid to be hiding in the shadows, and also just to educate students that have all these myths.
The storytelling wrapped up by opening questions for the audience. Audience members asked each of the students questions about how they fund Dreamers and how to support Dreamers at UNC. Reporting from the UC, this is Renee Ortiz, Bear News.
Even though Dreamer Day is over, awareness and help for Dreamers is always needed. Campus leaders urge the campus community to wear purple and show support. It's warm and windy this week in Greeley. How are Greeley's current conditions, Braden?
Hi, I'm meteorologist Braden Denny, and right now outside it looks like it's a pretty sunny day with some low relative humidities, which also brings with it a fire weather watch. Our wind speeds are 9 miles per hour, but they're expected to pick up later in the evening as a low-pressure system from Wyoming moves southward into Colorado, bringing with it some higher wind speeds and wind speeds up to 20 knots. Tomorrow for your walk across campus, our early morning temperatures are in the high 30s, but it's drastically going to climb later in the day. By 10 a.m., it's going to reach in the low 50s, and our wind speeds are going to remain in the single digits. I'll have more for your weather forecasts later. Back to you.
Congratulations go to students who earned the Dean's Citation for Academic Excellence in UNC's Munford College of Business. To qualify for the citation, business majors must attain a minimum 3.5 grade point average for the semester. More than 200 students achieved the honor in fall semester. Those recognized students come from throughout the business school with program areas including accounting, software engineering, marketing, general business, management, finance, and computer information systems. Those are our future business leaders of America.
And I think we'll be right there reporting about them in the future. Well, as the second Sunday in March approaches, as does a time change, Bear News reporter Ben Shoemate is live in the studio with everything you need to know.
That's right, daylight savings, America's second favorite day devoted to time change, takes place this weekend on Sunday, March 11th. Those who live in the 48 states that participate in daylight saving time lose an hour of sleep early in the morning. You'll probably be asleep, but by the time the time changes from 1:59 to 3 a.m., meaning waking up at 9 feels more like waking up at 8. This is the 100th year since the U.S. first participated in daylight savings, which was in 1918 during World War I. Arizona and Hawaii are the two states that no longer observes daylight savings. Both repealed the act in the 60s. Most smartphones and laptops make the change for you, but it's important to make any manual changes to clocks that don't adjust themselves. If you don't know how to change the time on your microwave, you'll have to wait till November 4th for it to be right again. That's when daylight saving time ends for this year. Back to you, Michaela.
It's always the microwave that's an hour behind. Thanks, Ben. Well, daylight saving and the upcoming Earth Week are two events UNC Student Leaf is exceptionally familiar with. This student organization focuses on making our immediate environment greener. Stay tuned after the break to learn how to lead a more sustainable lifestyle and for a full weather forecast.
Kids will spend 8 minutes decorating their little brother.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Hello and welcome. I'm meteorologist Abigail Stewart. Right now we've got bright sunny skies in Greeley and throughout the country, although it's unfortunate that our GOES satellite isn't showing us the northeast because we've got quite the storm to talk about there. Right now, high pressure sitting over Colorado, although we've got a low pressure system spinning off the coast of Maine. We've also got a second low pressure system sitting over the Great Lakes, which is bringing quite a bit of winter weather to the northeast. Throughout most of the country, we aren't seeing much precipitation. However, we do see precipitation over Oregon and again over parts of Maine. Now, the storm over Maine is bringing quite a bit of snow. We've actually even seen a bit of storm surge in addition to all of the snow accumulation that they have been seeing. Here's a map of the snow accumulation forecasted for the next few days, and as you can see, they are going from values near 1 up to 9 inches of snow, just in a matter of 24 to 48 hours. Now, CBS already reporting that a woman was killed by a falling tree in New York. Philadelphia was in a state of snow emergency, and there was thunder snow reported in Philadelphia and New York. And as you can imagine, we have been seeing quite the travel nightmare with this storm, with roads being nearly impassable and tons of flights being delayed. Now here is a few photographs from AccuWeather of the damage so far. In Boston, you can see on the left-hand side of your screen some rescue workers trying to rescue people in a vehicle that has been stuck under an overpass. And again, they are seeing some storm surge since a lot of these states are on the coast. Again, in the center of your screen, we've also got another image from Massachusetts of water levels up to people's front lawns. And on the very side of your screen in New Jersey, you can see the whiteout conditions in the road making very hazardous travel so far. Now, looking 24 hours ahead to tomorrow, we've got a stationary front just sitting outside of Colorado, and we see in the northeast that these two low pressure systems will start to come together and merge and bring even more snow on top of what they've already seen. Now this map is a map of the spin of the atmosphere, and as you can see, those two low pressure systems start out, move eastward, and then combine to form even more spin, which is going to provide even more fuel for those storms and those harsh winter conditions that we've been seeing. Now back to sunny Greeley, Colorado. We've got 37 as the temperature for 8 a.m. tomorrow, warming up to 59 degrees. The high tomorrow is going to be around 63, and we're going to get down to 58 degrees by 5 p.m. In looking ahead to our 5-day forecast, again, we've got a fire weather watch in effect tomorrow due to those high temperatures, low humidity, and some high winds in the forecast. But for the rest of the week, it looks nice. We're going to see temperatures in the mid-50s, and we do have a slight chance for snow on Tuesday that we have to watch out for. Now, if you're going to be not in Greeley this week, this next upcoming week, the rest of the state is going to be quite nice. We're going to see temperatures around 55 degrees for most of the state on Monday, warming up to 54 degrees and temperatures even around 60 degrees in southern Colorado. On Wednesday, temperatures even get warmer with the mid-60s expected for most of the state and temperatures around 50 degrees for the mountains. And we continue that trend through Thursday and Friday, so it is definitely going to be an awesome spring break. And if you are planning to go anywhere for spring break and have some awesome photos that you want to share with us, definitely send them to our Twitter page at Bear News 98 or to our Instagram page, and we'll put them on the next Bear News show. Have an awesome spring break, and stay tuned after this next break for more.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No?
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Since its inception in 2012, Student Leaf is an influential organization on campus. Staples of the group include some less visible projects like installing more water-efficient sprinkler heads to other initiatives seen across the university. One that comes to mind is incorporating new and reusable to-go containers in the dining halls. But as Bear News reporter Cody Carroll tells us, it's a major feat pushing college students to live a more sustainable lifestyle.
Thanks, Michaela. Projects like you mentioned are an integral part to promoting a greener campus. The organization pushes students to take short showers, turn the faucet off while brushing their teeth, and switch to energy-saving light bulbs. Student Leaf works with ASHE, or the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education, as a scoring resource. As Leaf's Zach King explains, meeting the ASHE standards would be a great milestone.
ASHE is it's like the National Association for Sustainable Campuses. So any campus with a sustainability group like Leaf is going to be like a part of ASHE, and they like hold conferences and stuff and tell you like how to become more sustainable as a campus. So it's a really good resource. And so our goal for Student Leaf is basically just to get the gold standard in ASHE.
ASHE gives different stars to universities around the country that reflect their level of sustainability.
There's a bronze, silver, gold, and platinum stars, and they tell you how sustainable you are basically as a school. Right now we're in the process of getting a rating, and we're probably going to be a gold rating, which is really good, but it's nowhere near as good as platinum, which actually CSU was the first school in the nation to ever have platinum stars. So that was kind of cool. So I guess we kind of strive to be, like CSU.
But in order to make big changes, everyone needs to get involved. Student Leaf has many upcoming events to help you make the switch to green.
So after spring break, we have 2 events the week directly after spring break. On Tuesday, we're doing a Frolf, so that's March 20th. We're doing a Frolf tournament thing, and you can participate and even win Frolf gear if you win the tournament. And then on Wednesday, we're doing it's a reuse your sweaters thing, so we're using old sweaters to turn into mittens and other stuff like that. So it's just showing how to reuse things instead of just throwing them away.
The ASHE Scoring comes in later this year. We'll keep you updated on our campus's sustainability success, but until then, think green. If you know a university employee who works hard and goes above and beyond, nominate them for Employee of the Year awards. Classified Staff Council and the Professional Administrative Staff Council are currently accepting applications for the 2018 Employee of the Year awards. The purpose of the award is to recognize a staff member who constantly surpasses their job expectations. You can find details and nomination forms on the UNCO website. The deadline for nominations is March 9th at 5 p.m. They'll present the awards at the 47th Annual Employee Recognition and Service Milestone Awards Banquet on March 26th. Don't miss the chance to nominate the employee you think deserves an outstanding award.
Speaking of awards, the Oscars are this week's latest buzz. Reporter Sean Waldy is in the studio today with more.
What an exciting week for entertainment news, and I have all the details coming right at you. Sunday night was a big night for movie lovers as the 90th Academy Awards took place, hosted by Jimmy Kimmel. Hollywood's hottest celebrities all gathered to celebrate another year of movies and the work that goes into bringing the films to life. The first award of the night was for Best Supporting Actor and went to Sam Rockwell for his performance in 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. The Best Supporting Actress award went home with Allison Janney for her performance in the controversial film I, Tonya. Throughout the ceremony, the nominees for Best Original Song performed their numbers, and after all the performances, the award went to Remember Me from the movie Coco. Get Out was one of the most popular films of the year, and many were proud to see Jordan Peele win an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. Call Me By Your Name won the Oscar for Best Writing Adapted Screenplay, and Dunkirk won 3 awards Saturday night for Best Sound Editing, Best Sound Mixing, and Best Film Editing. When it was time for the final 4 awards to be handed out, it was hard to guess who would take home the Oscar. The award for Best Director went to Guillermo del Toro for his work with The Shape of Water. The Best Actress award went to Frances McDormand for her role in 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. Gary Oldman took home the award for Best Actor for his portrayal of Winston Churchill in the film The Darkest Hour. The biggest award of the night, Best Picture, went to The Shape of Water. That was the 4th Oscar The Shape of Water took home Sunday night, and that was the most for any movie. The Oscars are always a night full of fun, exciting performances, speeches, and crazy antics by the host, and this year's award show didn't disappoint. Critics lauded better representation of gender and culture this year as opposed to previous ceremonies' whitewashed Oscars. That's all for the entertainment news for this week, but come back after spring break for more.
Thanks, Sean. Well, we also have some shining stars here on campus. These student performers produce noteworthy performances all year long. Audiences packed Langworthy Theater for 5 straight days for the production Jesus Christ Superstar. The rock opera musical tells the story of the disciple Judas betraying Jesus and the crucifixion of Jesus by the King Herod. While the storyline is based in the past, the show took place in the future with a Matrix twist, including futuristic projections and costumes. David Grapes directed the fun and talented cast of students. If you missed out on this fun show, you have no need to worry. Hot L Baltimore shows in the Norton Theater on March 29th, and you won't want to miss it.
Don't throw away your shot to see the musical that's taking Colorado by storm. Hamilton, an American musical, is at the Buell Theater in Denver through April 1st. Tickets went on sale January 22nd and sold out within hours, but there's still a chance for you to get tickets. Each show has 40 orchestra seats that are reserved for fans who enter and win the Hamilton Lottery. The lottery opens 2 days prior to each show and offers up for 2 tickets for $10 each to every winner. How do you enter? Well, first you'll need to download the official Hamilton app. From there, you can enter yourself in the lottery for any Hamilton show in the US or London. Now, if you win, you only have 1 hour to confirm your tickets and guarantee your spot at the show.
Spring break is just around the corner. Bear News reporter Sarah Methuselah took to the streets to ask students what they plan to do during the week off of classes.
I'm Sam Methuselah reporting from the University Center, asking students what their plans are for spring break.
So I'm with Navigators, and we're going on a mission trip to LA this spring break.
I am turning 21 and hanging out with my mom.
We're going to Utah to camp and drive around, adventure. I'm going on a mission trip to St. Louis.
Just hanging out with my family. I think we're going to go out to a gun range and go shooting. So just doing that, getting homework done.
I'm going to go stay with my friends and hopefully practice my saxophone in time for the next concert.
My plans for spring break is just going home and sleeping.
Actually, so my parents are coming up and they're gonna visit me and stay in my house and just hang out, and I get to see my sister, who I don't get to see anymore. So it'll be fun to see my family.
Reporting from the University Center, I'm Sarah Methuselah, Bear News.
Thanks, Sarah. I know I'm stuck in Greeley for this spring break. Michaela, what are your plans?
I'm going to see my grandma in Florida, get some sun and some beach in. I'm really excited. But on the bright side, it seems like it's going to be really nice and sunny in Greeley as well.
I hope so. I'm jealous.
Yeah. Well, that's our show for tonight. Thanks for joining us this evening. Be sure to look out for us as our reporters cover weekly events around campus.
We'll be back March 29th, but until then, stay up to date on our Twitter and Instagram at UNCO Bear News.
Be sure to follow us and have a safe and happy spring break.